All right, I'm Nick. This is day 2 with the Springfield Armory comp. This is the 4¼ inch version. We did have a few issues yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, there's a playlist on the channel with every video we've made about this gun, okay? So every video we make going forward, they'll all get added to the same playlist, all right? There was a comment on the first video saying, hey, check the tension on the extractor. So I did that. That's a great comment, all right? And the extractor tension was crazy high. Like I put a round in there and I shook the slide and it would never come out. The round would not be released, period. Now, from that comment, I did some research and I learned, because I did not know, that if the extractor tension is too high, you will have trouble with failure to feed issues. Now, if it's too loose, you'll have ejection issues, right? So we made that adjustment. We haven't shot it yet. After that, I mounted this optic on there. Now, this is a Cobra X Pro Siley. I think it's Siley. They sent that out to us with no requirements, no expectations. I can do whatever I want to do with it. So we're going to put it on here. We're just going to run it, see how it does. It has a big window. I had nothing positive or negative to say about it. Everything in here was nice, though. It comes with a ton of mounting screws, and that's awesome. It does have a 2 MOA dot. We're going to zero it with that, and then we'll go run some steel, okay? So real quick, I'm going to zero it. I'm going to zero it from 10 yards. I would typically do this from 25 on a pistol that I plan to actually use, but this is just for fun. It's just for kicks and giggles. So we'll get this pistol zeroed, see how it does, and then we'll go run some steel with it. Let's take a few shots here. I'm just shooting at a blue dot. That's actually extremely close, all right? It was a little low, but I think I can live with that. Ah, oh, damn. Dang it. Goodness gracious. All right, first round. It did not feed it. We can't even zero the pistol. It's utterly disappointing, okay? All right, I would say the zero is good. We had a malfunction on the first round. We got another failure to feed right here. It ran all those, all right? So 2 malfunctions out of the 17-round magazine. That's ridiculous. We're hoping that it breaks in, man. I was really excited to go shoot some steel with this, so I'm going to go do that anyways. The zero is plenty close enough for me. One thing, or 2 more things I'll say about this pistol, if you're still watching, is they missed the mark. They failed. The slide serration locations are in the exact same spot as the original, but they moved the front sight backwards and put the comp here. So if you go to do this, there are no serrations where your fingers go. That's silly. It don't make no sense. Those should have been moved backwards. That's a miss. Out of the box, I just checked the trigger weight earlier. My trigger weight is 5.5 pounds on this model. That may vary for you. Just silly little things. It's goofy. I'm going to fast forward going for a ride. We're going to go run some steel with it. I got a bunch more ammo in here. I was hoping to run 80 plus rounds through it right now with no hiccups, but we've already had 2. All right. Roughly the same location as yesterday. We're going to see how we do. I'm hoping that we don't have as many issues. Although, we've already had 2, which is not what I want to see. I did just drop it on the ground, so maybe that fixed it. I'm going to reload. We'll reload in a minute. Let's see what happens. I will tell you this. There are some pretty stupid things about it. Let's talk about it. Doesn't work out of the box. Those front sight serrations are in a terrible location. The trigger is a little heavier than I expected to be out of the box. Ideally, it breaks in, or we can, get everything polished up or adjusted. But man, is it a tack driver. The first one was also a tack driver. Can't talk. But it just wouldn't feed before. If we can get that worked out, this is a great pistol. It needs some love. You shouldn't have to do that. But here we are. Let's fast forward through this. All right, so what we know is we just ran the 20 round magazine. It had no malfunctions. I'll also tell you that this optic has a giant window. You can see everything. And I think it's priced at like $250 if you're interested in getting one. I don't know how it'll hold up, but for an optic that you want to just put on a bunch of random guns to test them out, it's kind of nice to have. I wasn't upset with it being on a tabletop ready to install. All right, no malfunctions there again. That trigger is a little heavy, and honestly, sometimes I don't know if it's got a little bit of play in it. I felt like it was kind of binding there for a second. Let's see what happens with this 17 round mag. All right, we just went through 2 more mags right there with no malfunctions. I'm glad the gun is shooting well. I might actually go inside and get another box of ammo because it is really nice when a gun runs like it is intended to run. So let's shoot this last magazine, and I'll probably disappear for a minute, grab another box of ammo, and keep on shooting because the gun is enjoyable to shoot. If that trigger was 4 pounds or just smoother, broke in, it would be amazing. I suck. All right, so I was worried a little bit there that it wasn't actually going back in the battery, but I don't think we had any problems. I think that's just mental. I'm going to get another box of ammo. I'll be back. We'll run some more rounds through it. All right, we're reloaded. We didn't fill them all the way up. We still have 18 there to reload after these. Remember, these are not reviews. I don't make reviews. I'm just a random dude who likes to shoot. This is just what happens, okay? This is a first-person viewpoint of my experience with the pistol. I'm just bringing you guys along. We are going to run the gun, and we are going to assume that it has no problems. We're just going to pull the trigger. We're not going to be worried about whether or not it's going to function properly. We're going to have a little bit of faith in it, which is kind of hard to do, but let's just see what happens. Man, the gun is so flat, though. The gun is so flat. Let's load up these last 18 in this 20-round magazine. We haven't been having a bunch of issues, which I am happy to see. All right, last 18 loaded up. We are using that 2 MOA dot. She's nice and hot. The serrations being up here are just silly, okay? That's just careless. That's just like no effort on their part. I'm going to run them all into this first target just so you guys can see the gun, see how it goes. The trigger has a little bit of hiccup in it still. All right, I am glad that it is running flawlessly right now. We had 2 issues at the beginning of the video. Maybe it's just everything getting reset from that extractor being, bent and tweaked on. But man, is it running good right now. I'm excited. The weekend's coming. Obviously, it's Friday. I will probably put another 200-300 rounds through it this weekend. And I don't think it's the trigger. I've been talking about how it feels like it's hanging up. I think it's the grip safety, because I just mimicked it right there. If I'm riding the thumb safety, maybe there's just a little bit of pocket right there, and although it's released, because the trigger feels like it's not reset, and I think it's actually the grip. I thought I felt it in the house do it earlier. I thought it was crazy. I don't think it's being compressed all the way, which is a grip fault or my fault, but maybe it just doesn't fit my hands well, or how I'm holding the pistol, especially if I'm riding the thumb safety. It kind of opens a little pocket right there, okay? Wow, but it shot well, okay? If you're still watching, I appreciate it. Hopefully you leave a comment. Hopefully this is worth your time. I appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching.